Hello, I'm Stephen Sschrader, and I'm going to be the Libertarian presidential nominee. Next month, January 2020, the opening salvo of the new American Civil War is going to be fired. Unlike last time, it won't be a cannonball fired at Fort Sumter. No, it's going to be in the form of the swearing in of Virginia's new state legislature. What's happened is that in Virginia, as in many states across the country, as well as the country itself, a few population and wealth centers have become the largest in the state. And as such, in Virginia, their new state legislature is going to attempt to enslave the rest of the state to provide free stuff to those population centers that elected them. Free food, free money, housing, healthcare. Yes, the peasants will be forced to pay for their betters. Now, I realize that sounds like hyperbole, but if you look at what's happened in our country ever since the 2016 election and the rationale in course that the liberals have taken in their assaults on that election, you see that this is exactly what's happening, as well as the promises of the Democratic candidates across the board to their constituents. Free everything. Yeah, somebody has to pay for it. Guess who? Now, this assault is going to take place in the form of a whole sheaf of proposed bills that these new legislators have proudly posted on their official websites in an all-out offensive against the Second Amendment. That way they can seize power without problems. Now, these assaults include such things as red flag laws, where anybody can make an anonymous call to the police and report that you said or did something suspicious, and you lose your right to own a gun. They're also defining assault weapon. First they banned, and now they're defining what makes up an assault weapon. And the characteristics they have, well, they're as long as your arm. And they end up with basically a vague any characteristics of the weapon that might make it assault gun-like. Yeah. In other words, any weapon they want that's gone. Now, in response to this, several towns in Virginia have already declared that they're going to be Second Amendment sanctuary cities. So no, this isn't hyperbole on my part. This is actually happening. It's just that the national news is making sure it stays off the national news, if you know what I mean. Anyhow, this incoming state legislators have said, no. While we'll stand up and cheer for illegal alien sanctuary cities protecting constitutional amendments, those can't be found. And in case the police in those cities decide to, follow their oaths to protect and defend the Constitution, they're already drawing up plans and details for nationalizing the Virginia National Guard to enforce this. By the way, these people gained control of the state thanks to over $120 million being pumped into the state elections this year by a super PAC headed by Michael Bloomberg, the Democratic presidential nominee. The man that, as mayor of New York City, instituted the police policy of stopping and frisking random black people, and who, immediately after he announced his campaign for president, ordered his media empire to not investigate any Democratic candidates for any reason. Can you imagine what he'll be like when he has control of our nation's police and intelligence organizations? I'm sorry, we don't need an American Stalin in the Oval Office. Now, in addition to this, you're going to notice that this is taking place in states across the country, and this will be a full court press throughout 2020 because liberals realize that they're losing their power. And they're doing this as fast and as hard as they can to put it in place before they lose even more of their power in November. And these are Democrats across the board, meaning that the Libertarian Party, we libertarians, are the only viable alternative to the Republicans. If, that is, you want to maintain our country as a democratic republic. Your choice. Choose wisely. Now, if you'd like to see the other videos in this series, go to my campaign website, Sschrader, Schrader, for president, the number 2020.com. I thank you for your time, and goodbye.